Hi, everyone, and welcome to Intuitive Readings. I'm Darcy. So, tonight, I'm not sure what I'm doing. I ended up going into work today, so I used a lot of energy going into work. Tell you what, going into work is definitely harder than it looks. Um, I am using this deck. I think it's called the Energy Oracle cards. And I've never used them, so this is going to prove interesting. But first, it's always great that you guys show up to see myself, see Penelope and I. So again, I just like to say welcome. And so starting at the top, keep this in mind. I'm going down the list of names. If I miss someone, please let me know. We have Shar, Faye, Catherine, Cheyenne, Ilya, Manuel, Orville, Elaine, Lisa, and Lily. So that is the order of everyone tonight. So let's see what happens. I'm always curious what's going to happen when I sit down to do a reading, whether it's in person with another, over the internet, or even just doing this. Wow. Okay, sure. Whoops. As the card falls out. I have attachment. And notice how this person's looking at a white mask, which makes me feel like we're talking spirit here. So this could be you and your attachment to your loved ones on the other side. But it's also the idea that you're not letting go. And it's weird I'm saying that because I could have thought you were in the process of letting go. But the 5 tells me that you're in that process of letting go. You're letting go of the shackles that bind you to a memory, to an idea or concept. But the nice part about it is it's never so far away that you can't just bring it back to you if you want to see it again. So keep that in mind. Even though you may not be able to see them, hear them, feel them, smell them, they are always around you. All right. Faye, because you have Angel of Balance. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Egypt and the angels. And the number 48, which is 12, which is 3. And 3 again is a balance number. But in this particular case, when I look at this Faye, I think of the dreams, the wishes, the desires you had as a child and how you want to see them still take fruit at this particular time in your life. And maybe you're doing it one step at a time. Maybe you do have an angel who's guiding you in the process of doing it. But as you move forward, it's like the burden of being responsible for others is slowly being lifted. So now it's about being responsible for yourself. And that is fundamental for all of us because we're always looking after other people. So it's important that we take time for ourselves. Hello, Catherine, baby cousin. You have the caring connections. And this is about knowing when to ask for help, knowing when to take help. Okay, it's knowing when to say, okay, I need someone else to help me pack my emotional burden, but I also need someone who's going to emotionally lift me to the level I want to be at. And that's what this card says. And also about taking time for nature, to making sure that you're reaching out to nature and you're really connecting to spirit. So I'm thinking fairies, elves, nymphs. That's what I'm thinking of that you need to connect to. Cheyenne, honey. Man holding a coin. Who wouldn't want to see him? Okay, you are not old enough to see him in your bed, but he can come over to my place. Anyways, this is you looking at your money. And this is you making a decision what you're going to do with your money. But it's also the contemplation of where my luck is going in the future. And it's really concentrating. The number 7 is concentrating on lifting you into an intuitive ability that you're listening to yourself. You're paying attention to the vibrations around you and also the sensations. So it's definitely about moving forward. All right. So, Ilya, you have the thinking man. Now, this is a one. When I add it all together, it's a one. And notice the crystal in his hand. So it's sort of like my crystal ball, right? When occasionally I feel I need to look into my crystal ball, it's right here if I need it. And the crystal, and it's also healing for me. So the crystal is about healing. It's about knowing when to take those moments to clear your chakras, to look to see if the relationship you're in is it really amalgamating to you, or is it pulling little threads away from you and you're sort of feeling a little scattered. At which point, I'm going to say it is important that you stop and think about what you're doing so you know if you're headed in the right direction. Can't believe I'm not just saying follow your instincts. They're actually saying stop and think. So, Ilya, that's pretty powerful for me to be able to say stop and think, because normally it's always follow your instincts. If it feels good, go with it. If it doesn't, don't. But, even I can learn something new. Hello, Manuel. I have for you door to personal healing and happiness. And this is sort of very similar to the meditation I like to do and go into when I'm meeting with my spirit guides. You see how there's the oval shaped doors and you walk out and there's a beautiful scene. In this particular case, it's window and you're looking out at a lily pond, but you've got the dove, the hope, you've got inspiration here. And it's about being true to yourself. But it's also about dreaming, about having that imagination that there isn't anything in life you cannot achieve if you put your mind to it. Okay? So remember, don't give up on your dreams, because those dreams are still feasible. They're still there for you. It's whether or not you really want to chase them. Okay. All right. This card looks horrible, Orville, but it's different. It's storm warning, but it made me think of storm watching. There's always the eye before the storm, but this made me feel that the energy of the storm is to lift you, to generate you, to move you, to get you activated. It's almost okay. I'm not going to say go out there and hold up a golf court, a putty. What the heck are they called? Golf putty, and hold it up there and let the light putter and let the lightning hit you. This is totally different. This is about when it's a vibration, so when there's a storm coming your way, so pay attention to it. But the other thing is that energy is really dynamic. It's almost like it reaches into the core of you and it makes you even better than you already are. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You are governed by storms. All right, Elaine, hi. Ooh, you got the yin yang. Oh, and you're number one too, as well, Orville, in this. So new starts, new beginnings. Elaine, you're number 4. And 4 is foundation. But the yin yang is talking about the good, the bad, the happy, the sad. It's about bringing those energies together and aligning them. It's also about relationships. Okay. It's, to me, the yin yang is about when you have those relationships where you can't tell one person from another because they're so similar in the way they conduct business, in the way they talk, and in the way they demonstrate the love they have for each other. So it's a few things there, but I would say you need to incorporate both yin yang, he, she, male, female, whichever way you want to do it, to bring the essence of yourself to a really fine tooth comb. Hello, Lisa. Lisa, 1 second. I have the temple path. Okay, it's 12 at 3, so this is about balance. But what it made me think of, 1 is a wedding, so going to a wedding. 2, it makes me think of a maze, where you walk around in a maze when you're trying to do a meditation or you're trying to find your focal point so you can get to the root of the cause. And that's what this makes me feel. Get to the root of the cause. What is bothering you? And if you're able to fix it, fix it. If you can't and you need help, then you go get the help you need to actually fix or help repair whatever it is you think you need to do. All right. So the root of the cause, Lisa. Okay. Hi, Lily, honey. The other half of the twin, you have number 7, community. Well, I know you guys are all getting together here for a celebration of graduation and a few things. So I'm going to say that this is about a celebration, but it's also about the fact that you could be the community that people are coming to. And it could be that maybe you need to be in charge a little bit. But I'm also feeling this is a little bit about your life, about you taking charge and deciding what you want to do. If you want to change your job or you want to spruce up the environment you live in, that really it comes down to you, Lily. Are you going to do it, or do you wait around for someone else to do it? Because if you wait around for someone else to do it, I don't think it's going to get done as fast as you would like to see it. Okay, so remember, you are the person. You are the key holder to everything you ever want to do. Well, thank you, Ashley, for being there to monitor our guppies. Hello, Lauren. Jeannie and Brandon, hello. Yes, sure, I know letting go is hard to do, but sometimes it takes time. No pun there, but it does take time. Okay, Lauren. Oh, 5th chakra. Makes me think it's your throat chakra, since that's the one that's lit up. I am going to say, is there something that you'd like to say? And this is Archangel Gabriel, so you might want to have a little talk with him and see what it is he's trying to get through to you. But it could be there is something inside your life you'd like to voice. And if you don't get it out, you can cause infections like strep throat, tonsillitis. So I'm thinking that it's time that you voice. Okay. Now that could also be that you need to sing, because singing is always a good way of working our vocal cords and really projecting an energy outside of our body that resonates with the rest of the world. So, have a look at that. Jeannie, you're sorry about this. Your ex-husband's always been a lunatic. Why would he stop now? I don't think you need a restraining order, okay? But I do feel like there may be some interference from other people that may have to take place to make this work, okay? And for you and Brandon, okay, I'm going to take 2 cards. One is indecision, which way to go in life. And the other one is the goddess harnessing the energy of the moon. So one of your things is you could do a prayer to the moon, to the goddess of the moon, and ask her to help, because we are governed by the way the moon rises and sets. And so it could be asking them to help you fix your ex-husband. But the other thing is that, to me, this means that as long as you and Brandon are working together, there isn't anything you can't harness and make happen. Okay, the energy of the moon to me is really dynamic. When I really need a decision made, I'll go outside and stand under the moon and I'll ask, Lady of Light, I ask of thee. So I'm asking the moon to either direct me, help me, that energy. And that's what that says to me, to you too as well. Use the energy, the lunar energy, to help protect you, to guide you, and to give you the strength that you already have, but maybe reinforcing it so you can get to where you want to be. Okay, and also there's a move, just so you know. I don't think I was as direct about the move, but there is a move. Faye, you're welcome. Shar, you're welcome. Catherine, you're welcome. Cheyenne, haha, thank you. You're welcome. Cynthia, hello. Cynthia, little anxious about something, honey? I got the anxiety card, but it's also number 9. And it could be you're anxious about work. You could be anxious about a decision around yourself. But the 9 tells me that you're going to make the decision with clear mind and pure heart. that whatever it is that is making you wonder what is going on around you becomes clear. It also tells me that you probably spend a lot of time worrying about stuff, whether you need to or not. It may be a natural instinct for you, Cynthia, to worry about things. And I am going to suggest you get a little journal and you start writing things down, especially at night before you go to bed, so that um, you can have a clearer mind so you get a better night's sleep. Oh, Mr. Khan, to answer one of your questions. Okay. First of all, for you, your wife, you guys are all tied up. Okay. You're in the process of doing things. You're getting a little anxious about it as well. But I feel like there is blossoming abundance around you. So I do believe your wife's transition in Ontario will work out as long as she's got support and no one's yelling, screaming, or belittling her. And I actually think she may get a job too. But the blossoming abundance, that means that you're headed in that direction that you really need. And there's always going to be anxiety around the move. But I think now you need to just take a step back and allow the work to sort itself out. Okay, visualize what you're looking for, keep it in mind, and I would say concentrate on the move and getting settled, and the job will fall into place. Ilya, you're welcome. Orville, nice. And that follow, certainly you're not going to hold up a golf club. Thank you. That's what I was trying to get out on a course during a storm. You're welcome. Lily, you're welcome, honey. Melissa, hello. And Brenda and Jeanette and Shay. Cynthia, you are welcome. Melissa, the garden and the gate. This says it's beautiful. Look, it's like that beautiful country garden that most people like to have, especially myself. And it's the fact that this is yours. This is your place, your time, your season to bloom in. And it's also about love, and it's also about the rearranging of a home. And most important of all, it's about how you feel about yourself. Okay, how you look at life and what direction you want to go in with it and what you want to do. So it's take the time, go out there, enjoy the season. And not that we've had a big one yet, and June 21st is coming up, so then we head into summer, and hopefully it's a little better than it is right now. Mind you, you're not hearing me complain because I love this weather. Okay, Brenda. Oh, Brenda, you're going to have to strategically feel out what it is your dad's wishes are. Okay. To me, this is writing a will. This is making sure everything is in place. And we all, he's not doing well. So I am going to say it's important that you sit down with your dad and you figure out what it is he wants in life and in death. Because if you're left to make that decision for him, it may not work out the way he might have thought. So I'm going to say, I'm sorry, honey. And normally I wouldn't break news like that. But you asked, so that's my answer. Talk to your dad, find out what he wants. Shay, I have a lady coming through. And she's it's funny because I talked about these angels last week and how they fit in. And it's funny that I pulled a deck this week about the angels. Anyways, you have Uriel, the 7th chakra. And this is the book of wisdom. And I would tell you that spirit talks to you all the time, Shay, and you just need to be open a little bit more to hear. And I also feel that once you've rooted yourself and you've allowed that energy from the crown to the root chakra to flow, then more of spirit becomes available for you to hear. So I'm going to say be open to messages, whether they're as simple as a butterfly landing on your shoulder or a ladybug sticking to your windshield while you're driving down the road at 110. Okay. There's messages and everything. Then, and Manuel, I did get you, and Catherine. Aha, I didn't realize that. I know you guys were my flower girls. But wow, celebrate it. Shay, oh my God, they do all the time. My whole life, I just get scared, and I just don't know what they are saying. I will be open. Thank you. Fine tune it. Ask them to give you a message, whether it's a word, a color. Just ask them to fine tune it a little bit so you can hear what is being said. Because the more you can engage spirit, and so here's a test for everyone. I'm certain I've probably done it already, but tonight when you all go to bed, before you go to bed, you're going to ask spirit 3 times. Show me a blue feather, show me a blue feather, show me a blue feather. All right. And it may take a week, it could take a little longer. It took me a whole month to figure it out. And once you start asking spirit to give you a direct response, normally you get it. So I'm going to say, give that a try tonight and see how it works. All right. So for your girl, Mia Shar, door to spirit. When one door opens, another one closes. And to me, this is her spirit guide. I have wings, so it could be an angel, but it could also be a dove. And it's like that opportunity to make a connection and to have that connection so strong and powerful that it's phenomenal and beautiful. And she has a lot of white light around her, so there's a lot of healing. So very feasible that she's a healer. And it's also very feasible that she walks a different path than most people. And I would tell her to embrace that path, because it's the best thing to happen to her. Hello, Jocelyn. You have the door to value. Now, value is a funny thing because most people put money on it, right? And to me, value isn't about money, but it could be the value you put on an item or a possession. And I remember taking a class when I first left my husband, and the lady said, in the class, if you had $1 million, what's the first thing you would buy with it? The most people said love. I, like my daughter, said a house. And she told me I was wrong. It should have been love. But why would you buy love? Love is fickle. I'm sorry. For all you who are in a fantastic relation, bravo. But love can be fickle. Okay, so be careful of how you place your value. Make sure it's done in such a way that it's placed on the things that are most important, not the things that can be replaced. You're welcome, Cheyenne and Angela. Ooh, walking away. This is walking away from a situation that no longer belongs to you. It's opening the gate, opening the doors, and letting the wind blow through. And the most important thing is to remember that as you do it, to close the door quietly, because who wants to bang it so hard that you disturb the neighbors? Okay. To me, that means you've got some interesting things coming towards you. And as they come towards you, that you just need to be open to the idea of change and movement. Okay, lovely. I think I did one for you already. So if you were to go back a little, I think it was Archangel Uriel, if I remember correctly. So I will just ask you to go back and have a look. But I will pull another one just in case. The Magician in the Mirror. Illusion. How do we face illusion? Yes, Jeanette, you didn't miss it. But again, I'll pull another one. But illusion. So whatever it is you're looking at, be sure you know the truth and the value, lovely, to an illusion. Okay? And Jeanette. How does one look at the world? How does one perceive the world? Is it with rose-colored glasses, or is it with the true tints that the world demonstrates, and realizing that we can change the hue a little bit of the way the world looks? The world is something that we are on, and it revolves around the sun. Am I doing that right, geographically or astronomy speaking? And I feel like the way you look at your world, Jeanette, will be slightly different, but it will have a brighter hue to it than what it is right now. Your husband, Angela, your husband, it may be really sick, but I also think that part of his journey is to listen to what he's being told to do. Okay, so I don't know if he's not following the doctor's advice, but I do feel like you need to help him a little. Okay, so that may be encouragement, telling him he's going to get better. Okay, Ilya, do you have a message? Action. Put your plan into action, Ilya. If you don't put it into action, no one else is going to. So to me, this is put your plan into action. The sooner you do, the better recourse you have. A message. Do you have any message from Anne Elizabeth for me? Is that like a mama or a grandma? Lisa? Well, I would say the first thing I want to hear, or the first thing I do hear, is broken heart. But the broken heart can be mended. And it sounds like that song. That's the first thing. Don't let your broken heart get in the way of where you need to be in life. Okay. And I know it's easy to sit here and say that, but don't let your broken heart get in the way of your choices. That's how I'll say it. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I always enjoy it. Change is a funny thing. And I think we're coming into a time of change. And not all of us like change. I normally embrace it, but I have to say it was a little daunting to be out in public today and to be around 7 other people in a small confined area. But it was also interesting because you think that with all this technology, and the fact you don't see people, that you've lost the technique to communicate. If anything, I think this has given me, at least, the ability to communicate more and in a more significant way than if I was in person all the time. I think some of the glamour of in person wears off. Oh, Heather, you have a contract to sign. And it's one where you need to trust your instincts because, as we all know, justice is blind. But if you're signing a contract for a new employment or a new home or something to that effect, read the contract. But this looks like it's going to be balanced. Whatever it is you're signing, it feels like it has a really nice energy and a nice flow to it. Hi, Nicola. And welcome from UK. Yes, lovely, you did. I think you must be missing it somehow. Nicola, you have the Angel of Strength. And I always like the Strength card, whether it's in an oracle card or a tarot deck, because it shows just how strong and capable you are of achieving any kind of dream inside of your life, because you're willing to take that extra risk that most people never would. And it shows me that in a partnership, it would be important for you to have not just total control, but you both have dual control, that you both understand each other, and that you're willing to move in a direction that allows you both to align properly. I hope that made sense. Well, maybe it is your divorce papers, Heather. I'll light a candle for it if that's what you're looking for. And lovely, you got 2 cards. I know I did one before, but the magician in the mirror, it's about pay attention to the illusion around you. Okay. Make sure that you know the truth from the illusion, you know reality, and that as you make your decision in life on what direction to go into, that you've based both equally, because we're allowed to have a little illusion of the direction we want to go in, because without dreams, there wouldn't be a world. So think of it like that. Sometimes we have to follow our dreams. All right, everyone, I want to thank you again for all coming out. I hope you all have a fantastic evening. I have, okay. Oh dear. Okay, lovely. You're going to have to look at 7:25 and then again at, I think it was 7:21.
Just like 2 seconds ago.
And then I'm pretty sure, yeah. So there's been a couple of them, so you can go back and have a look. But I decided to pull a card for all of us, okay? And this card says, we are all the healer of ages. Okay, and I really like this. It doesn't make us godlike, but in each and every one of us, if you look in the mirror, when it says in the mirror, when it says, when you look in the mirror, who do you see? And it doesn't make us, like I said, godlike, but what we see is a piece of God. Because in the Bible, it says we were made from the rib of Adam. Am I correct in this terminology? I hope so, because if not, I'm certain if there's anyone out there who knows their Bible better than I do, I'll get corrected. But no matter what, we were made in the image of God. And depending on who you believe God to be, whether it's a universal person, male, female, different nationality, different skin tone, doesn't really matter. Because when I look at each and every one of you, even if it's just the name, I see a piece of the person who brought me in. And hence, that is why we all come back around together. Okay, so a little my philosophy for tonight. And I hope you all have a fantastic week, terrific weekend. Now, next Wednesday, sorry, we're going to move Penelope and I to Thursday because my cousin Faye is coming down and I haven't seen her in years. So I'm going to be visiting with my cousin and I'm looking really forward to it. And you know what? Please be kind, look after yourself. And most important, may love, joy, peace, happiness, and prosperity find you all in mysterious ways. Blessed be everyone. Have a good night.